Welcome, kings and queens. It is Friday, December 15th. Happy weekend to you. You made it. You made it through. Welcome to All in Society. I am your host, CP2. Today's show, we will discuss the movie Wonka. I love this movie. We're going to get into it. New movie Wonka just came out this week. And we'll also dive into the WPT World Championship. Nice, easygoing episode for a Friday, quick episode. Really, I want you guys to check out this episode and then go get your tickets to go see Wonka. And like I said, we'll dive into it. First, if it's your first time watching this show, thank you, first of all. Appreciate you being here. I am CP2. Join me for a fresh take on sports, business, and trending topics. As well as every show, I try my best to give you a new movie review. Now, sometimes that might mean Netflix or on Amazon Prime or Disney, other streaming services. But for the most part, I'll go to the movies. I like to go to AMC theaters. That's my favorite theater. They have the AMC A Plus. They need to be sponsoring me for this, where you can pay around $22 and you can see 3 movies a week. And that means IMAX, Dolby. So it's a pretty good deal. I enjoy going to the movies quite a bit. So I definitely take advantage of it. You should too, if you're somebody who enjoys going to the movies. Check out my website, www.allinsociety.com. ALLNSOCIETY. That'll explain everything. Basically, it'll give you a background of who I am, what I've been doing the past few years, and what I plan on doing in the future. Just a little tidbit, I have a casino industry background, specifically in poker. So I'm a big poker fan. I enjoy playing cards, even though I haven't played in probably about a month and a half. Right now, I'm kind of in studying mode to get ready for next year. Sometimes absence makes the heart grow fonder. And sometimes when I put in a lot of hours, I just kind of get tired of being in that casino setting and that on that poker table in that environment. So I've been really diving into the stock market and things like that. And on the side, I've been studying and working on my poker game on the side rather than actually being and playing on the felt. But one last thing before we get into the episode. If you enjoy these reviews for the movies or just the All In Society podcasts, you'll definitely want to check out All In Society and Friends. So it's essentially this show, but I'll bring on experts in their own industry, in their own field. I've had Derek Prilman on. He's an author. Josh Rusin. Most recently, I had him on. He is a multifamily real estate investor. I've also had poker professionals on, multiple pros, Yasser El Khaladar and Laura Eisenberg. And then last but not least, I should have mentioned him first, but Carl Gray. Carl is a business consultant. I met him when I was attending a conference, the Podcast Summit in Miami, Florida. So I had a great time there. And you can see within the playlist or on my page, Carl and I have multiple videos on the page. So definitely check that out. It's something in there for everybody. All right, let's get into it. Movie review time. So in the movie reviews, just to break it down, I want to either save you some time and some money or let you know if you're not familiar, especially when the actors and the movies weren't able to like really promote during the strike, right? So that's really not saying that that's going to happen in the future and it will be necessary for me to do this show, but just because of that. But I enjoy going to the movies, like I said, and I want to let you know if there's movies that you can stay at home and stream it, or it's just one of those films, it's one of those movies to go see on the big screen and get the full effect. There's just something about going to the movies and like the big blockbusters and the opening nights where the biggest fans of that franchise or that genre or that IP shows up, and at the end of the film, if they really enjoyed it, everyone's clapping even though there's no one really there to receive the applause. So I love those moments. Or if a movie, you go to the movie and a movie just outright sucks and everyone's just kind of like booing, or it's just like a terrible ending, much like Game of Thrones, how they ended that. If we were all in theaters and we watched those past episodes, we would probably thrown, fruit at the screens. But this segment at the end, it's either you're going to stream it or you're going to go see it. And so I said, I saw the movie Wonka, and we're going to break that down today. So the movie Wonka is rated PG. It has a runtime of 1 hour and 56 minutes. So parents, that means get the popcorn, get the candy, blankets, pillows, whatever you need, because your kids are probably going to lose a little bit of interest throughout the movie. But it's a musical, so there'll be a lot of moments where they're singing and dancing, and there's not a lot of slow moments, but there are kind of those drama and emotional moments that the kids might not be into. The film is starring Timothy Chalamet. I'm sure you guys all know Timothy Chalamet. If you're not familiar with him, he'll be in the movie Dune next year. I'm sure Dune is probably a movie that you guys have seen. He plays the role as Willy Wonka. He does an absolutely amazing job. He was remarkable. And for once, I actually didn't go into one of these films thinking, all right, well, how is he going to match up against Johnny Depp? And I can't think of his name off the top of my head, so I'm going to um, search it on the. Oh man, what is the original Willy Wonka's name, y'all? I'm searching it right now, but the computer's moving so slow. So the original Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory was directed by Mel Stewart. And I'm looking, Gene Wilder. Yes, Gene Wilder. So it'd be really difficult, and I don't think it would serve us any good to kind of try to compare Timothy Chalamet's take on Wonka, Willy Wonka, and Gene Wilder's take. I think you should just go in there with a kind of just like an open mind. Don't have any preconceived notions or ways that you think the film should be done because Johnny Depp did it this way or Gene Wilder did that way. It's a prequel to Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory, and so it really shows you how Willy got his how he got to the factory, how he became the chocolatier that he is renowned and known for. So it's a prequel film, and I definitely think that they do the original film justice by all means. Like I was saying, Timothy Chalamet, he had his take on Willy Wonka, and is he as he's definitely quirky, I guess, but does he have some of the intangibles that Gene Wilder has? No, but Timothy Chalamet does a good job, and I think he might grow into that. There's multiple scenes throughout the movie, so there's nods to the original film, and the film was just done absolutely wonderful, wonderful. And Timothy Chalamet did an absolutely great job playing his role as Willy Wonka. Hugh Grant was Oompa Loompa. I'm sure you guys have seen the Oompa Loompa in the trailers. Young lady, she is the orphan in the film. I believe you pronounce her name, first name Calais Lane, but she did an absolute amazing job, young girl, and I think her career is probably just going to take off. Absolutely amazing job. It was directed by Paul King. And I kind of hit on this already. I felt like the little boy watching Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory for the first time. And so if I had that feeling, I guarantee and I know you guys will have that feeling as well. And I want you all to share that same feeling. So, and also because this film did such an amazing job and really touched me and really brought me back to the young boy who watched this movie for the first time. I think we should go see this movie and blow it up just like we did Barbie, or any other film that was a high-grossing film this year. Definitely take the time to go to the theater if you have the time. Only thing that I wish that they did differently in this film, besides the musicals and some of the characters were just it's it's Broadway, it's musical, and sometimes they're a little bit over the top, and so some of the characters is kind of like an eye roll, like oh geez, uh, but it was funny. But I wish there was more scenes with Willy Wonka's mother and him together growing up. I wish we had a little bit more of that. But at the end, even with that limited interaction between them both, and I don't want to spoil the movie by any means, I was fighting to I was fighting back tears because the end of the movie is so absolutely powerful, and it's just this feel good rush of emotions that comes to you. Like I said, this was absolutely amazing movie. They saved a lot of the great movies this year to the end of the year I saw Godzilla minus one for the first time or for the second time last night as well. Just as good the first time. But getting back to this movie, absolutely, absolutely go see it. It's a film for your family, and everyone will absolutely love it. I guarantee it. Go see it this weekend. Make sure we want to support the actors and the whole crew and everybody. Once they put out great films like this, let your friends and family know, and let's go see it and show that movie theaters aren't dead. Because otherwise, we might lose the opportunity to do this. A lot of these theaters are struggling, guys. So if we don't continue to go to the movies, I'm not saying go to the movies and see a bunch of nonsense, but when there's a great movie out, we should definitely go and support that opening weekend if we can, just as much as we're supporting Taylor Swift and Beyonce. All right, diving in, and I'm not going to dive too much into this, but the WPT World Championship. Previous episodes, we touched on WPT Prime, which was an $1,100 buy-in. But for this one, the main event is the World Championship for the World Poker Tour. It's hosted by Wynn Casino in Las Vegas, and it's a $10,000 $400 buy-in, 10,400 with a $40 million guaranteed prize pool. And it kicked off Tuesday at the Wynn. Day two begins tomorrow, Saturday. One of the players that bagged a really healthy stack is Chance Corneth. Um, if if you're wanting to dive into tournament poker and somebody to learn from, he's definitely somebody to learn from. He has a course, and I'll talk about that in a second. But Chance, he bagged a top stack heading into day two. He bagged 1,130,000 to conclude day one. So hefty, definitely comfortable stack for him to take into day two and continue his journey on winning this tournament. And after having a result that was less than all of us expected at the World Series of Poker in Las Vegas this past summer, I think Chance is definitely coming back for a vengeance for this tournament. I want to hit on Chance a little bit more. I purchased his online courses. I think it's CLC Poker, which I'll be studying hard until the World Series of Poker Tunica circuit events coming up next month. So if you guys are planning on playing, if there's any poker players watching, I'll see you guys in Tunica next month for the entire series. I'll be there for the entire series. This does not mean I'll be playing the entire series, but I will be there in some fashion at the casino probably every day. So what I'm definitely will be looking forward to doing is meeting each and every one of you at the tables, playing, of course, and getting to know you guys. So if there's ever a time in between on your breaks, or maybe after you played the tournament, maybe there's a bust out that you wanted to discuss and kind of get it off your chest, or maybe you had an awesome result that you just want to talk about. If you see me, if you see this face, if you see All in Society, come chat with me. That's all I'm going to be doing is creating content and getting to know players that normally don't get that spotlight on the circuit. It doesn't we don't always well I want to hear about the players who don't necessarily take first place in every tournament. Just because a guy didn't win the tournament all right doesn't mean is not a great player, doesn't have a great story, didn't play a great game. So if that's you, if you're somebody interested in getting your story out or just being involved with this at any capacity, definitely stay tuned. And that's going to lead me right into Patreon. So if you're eager to learn strategies to build passive income, such as playing cards, if you're a poker player, investing in the stock market, real estate, crypto, anything that you do that doesn't require you guys going in and working and making someone else money, your own businesses, just creating generational wealth or creating freedom for yourself that doesn't mean working for someone else, creating something for you to grow and maybe build and sell it in the future. Passive income. Or if you just have an additional job, and with that additional job you have some money that's kind of just sitting in an account, you don't know what to do with it, this is a place for you. All in Society is launching a VIP All Access Pass on Patreon starting next month, January 2024. For $50 monthly subscription, you can cancel anytime. We're going to dive into exclusive interviews, and you'll be able to see some of the interviews, like I said, and I mentioned already in All in Society and Friends, from industry experts. Get early access to game changing podcasts that will catapult you into a league of your own. Connect with a powerhouse community of go getters and flaunt exclusive swag that we are rolling out next year and working on actively now. And join us for upcoming live events. As I said, I'll be traveling and events just like the World Series event in Tunica. I'll be there, and I would love to see you guys there. Plan some events, go to dinner, just get together. And because typically, when we all get together and we're traveling, especially poker players, when we're I'm going to use this example. I used to travel in 2015 as a poker dealer, but in between my dealing events, I would play cards, and I was successful that year. The events that I went and I traveled with other players that were on a better level than myself, I was able to learn and just network and bounce ideas off of them, and it translated directly into my game, and I had some of my best results with them. Opposed to when I was traveling by myself and I didn't really have anybody to bounce anything off of, and I'm really stewing in my own thoughts, which isn't always the healthiest thing to do in poker, or as a competitor and just in sports in general. Having a support group is great. So that's exactly what this is. It's a support group, but my job is to facilitate and provide knowledge and value for you guys if you're going to be paying to be part of this support group. So I know this is it's we're not going to have thousands of people from the jump because I am building this brand and building this community from the start. But I guarantee I will be providing $50 worth of game, $50 worth of value each and every month that you'll be able to execute and get that $50 back in some shape or fashion. I guarantee it. If not, cancel it. Simple as that. So I hope you guys are interested in tapping into that exclusive community. So download the Patreon app and stay tuned for more details. But absolutely go to the website, www.allinsociety.com, ALLNSOCIETY.com. And one of the first links is for the mailing list. Join the mailing list if you're even interested in the Patreon, or if you're just interested and you enjoy these videos, or you just like what I have to say every once in a while. Definitely tap in with me. I'll be providing updates for you guys on a weekly basis of what I've been going on, and I'll typically give you an update on all the content that I release that week. So tap in, stay informed with me. All right, guys, that's going to be it. If you, as I was, like I said, if you need to contact me by any way, that's on my social medias for business inquiries through my business email, allinsociety.com. You can reach me there, guys. I'm going to conclude with this. Have a wonderful weekend. Definitely be safe out there. Remember, life is one big session. Play the cards you're dealt to the best of your ability, and I promise you'll come out ahead. Peace. Have a wonderful weekend. Go see Wonka.